News in Port Arthur.
Let's go live to Canberra now. Joining me is National Senator Bridget McKenzie. Bridget, thanks so much for your time. Port Arthur was such a huge moment in Australian history. It obviously had huge political implications for your party. How do you reflect on that day 25 years ago?
Yeah, I think watching the package this morning, Laura, just tells the whole story. It was a horrific incident, untold tragedy and sadness. 35 people lost their lives. Families and loved ones have had to live with that going forward. And to see the perpetrator of that crime behind bars for life is the very least that could occur. We had the National Firearms Agreement, as was mentioned in the package, come into force 25 years ago, and it's worked. We haven't seen an event like that again, despite millions of Australians enjoying hunting and shooting sports. But as a turning point for our nation, it was significant, and I think it's important that we reflect and remember those who lost their lives. And I think one of the heartening aspects of that package was the story of the doctor, and that it really was the best of humanity that often comes out of tragic circumstances such as these.
Absolutely right. And it spoke to John Howard and his leadership at the time, and also him, even to this day, speaking of that moment in his political career, his prime ministership, with such clarity. But you are in Canberra today, if I could change tack, for the Australia Post
I just
inquiry.
wanted to, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sorry, Laura. I did want to sort of say, often at anniversaries such as this, we do hear calls for further restrictions on firearm regulations. I think the facts speak for themselves. There does not need to be any further restrictions on law-abiding firearm owners. We have the Olympics coming up. Feral pest management, $800 million is spent by agriculture controlling feral pests. Farmers need firearms as tools of trade, and so many people enjoy hunting and shooting in their community safely and effectively, and I'd hate to see any further restriction on our law-abiding firearm owners as a result of these sort of occasions.
Yeah, we do see those calls. There are more guns, I'm told, in circulation now in Australia than there was after that amnesty. Is that a problem?
Yeah, look, the language we use around this, it's one of the reasons I set up the Parliamentary Friends of Shooters, to really try and dispel some of the myths and fears that surround those of us that are law-abiding firearm owners. The guns aren't in circulation. They're held very safely and securely under tough regulations by law-abiding firearm owners in gun safes. But yes, we have seen an increase in gun ownership legally, and that is good and proper. We have more people out in our clubs circulating. Shooting sports are one of the things where your gender doesn't matter, your age doesn't matter. The guy in the wheelchair can beat you on any given day as well. So it's an incredibly inclusive sport, and we've seen numbers in those clubs increase, which is actually a good thing. I think the problem is when we see criminal gangs accessing firearms and using them to great devastation. So our law enforcement agencies need to be focused on the real criminals, which are the unregistered firearms.
Okay.